Fair MusE aimed to address the problems created by the rise of digital music platforms, both streaming services and social media, trying to make artists understand what the opportunities are, but also what the challenges can be.
Important thing that they do is that they take a look at this big winner-takes-all dynamic, and they try to dissect it into three different perspectives of law, economics, and algorithmic fairness.
I know that some of our respondents, they say that's capitalism, that's the problem. I think I would answer that the problem to fairness is that there's too much content out there. I mean, it basically, Spotify and all digital publishing meant that we democratized the publishing. So now there's tons of content out there and no value judgments.
The revenue distribution of people and how algorithmic recommendations are impeding this discoverability of artists, and then so they are impeding the fair remuneration of artists and performers.
Lack of data, lack of proper information that might help the right holders, the creators, the artists, the organizations to better understand how to negotiate the rights and make sure that they earn a fair return.
And so because each platform has their own data, they don't really share among themselves, they don't really share also completely with the creators, then it's very difficult for the creators to know exactly what has happened with their music.
Outside the platforms, you have actually no access to data. The data donation campaign, that was a little attempt to say, can we, with that little data we can get out of the platforms, then say something.
When we can actually measure and think about what metadata goes into the system, then we can actually try to enforce it and try to remunerate creators better. One of the biggest strengths of the Fair MusE project is the synthesis of ideas that comes into an interdisciplinary project where we have perspectives from algorithmic, from a legal and from economic backgrounds.
Because we really wanted to understand how the online music ecosystems work. The music data dashboard. What we've done in Fair MusE with the music data dashboard is get a prototype to show a bit, okay, if you want to collect the data about the sector and to present them in a visually appealing way, how can you do it?
The adoption of the policy recommendations, and that is because that can impact directly the users and the artists.
We believe that each of the outputs of Fair MusE has its own chance to be influential, not only at a political level, at the level of the European Commission, the European policies, but also at a business level.
The higher level you go, the bigger the impact.
The next step, as we say in the white paper, is the implementation of the recommendations we tabled in our outputs and its engagement. We believe that Fair MusE researchers, or each of the partners of the consortium, can play a role, and hopefully we will continue to talk to each other, work together in order to make sure that our ideas become concrete, tangible results.